Hey, welcome back. In a previous video, we've talked about what we did right in preparing for our early retirement. Today, we're talking about what we did wrong in preparing for our full-time, slow travel, early retirement lifestyle.
Away we go traveling.
Welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm Kara. This is Gary.
Hi.
We are Away We Go Traveling. We are a full-time, slow travel couple. We retired early. We're in the US traveling full-time with our 14-year-old dog, Molly. And eventually we'll go overseas. But for right now, we're enjoying some beaches in the US.
Okay, first up, like most people, we invested. We had 401ks. We had our own personal accounts that we saved money in. What we realized is, until we started trying to look at early retirement, we ignored those accounts for way too long.
Right.
We were putting in money. We were sending it to a place that was doing all the work for us, essentially. They were taking their 1.5% a year, and we just were accumulating money. And until we started looking at those numbers and figuring out how much they were really taking, we didn't know what that was costing us. And we waited way too long to sort of look at that. So one of the things we would highly recommend is, if you've got your money under some sort of management, know what the fees they're charging you, know what that's costing you, and know that there are resources out there that you can take control of your own finances.
So one of the really good books that we both read that can give you some information is called Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. And if you're new to investing in finance, the key to this is educating yourself, and that is a great place to start. And then the second book I would recommend is Quit Like a Millionaire. And those two go hand in hand about how to get a foundation, information and education and knowledge about finance and investing, and then how to execute that in your life with reducing your spending and increasing your wealth. So one of the other top things that we did wrong in preparing for early retirement was not selling our house at the best time. Don't get me wrong, we sold it, and we sold it at a good time. But it was just after the market had started, after the market had already crested. So that was our mistake of not being ready and not watching the local housing market quite as much as we should have.
Yeah, we had been preparing and downsizing and minimalizing, getting ready to sell the house. But because we started that process a little too late, we weren't ready to jump when the market was really hot. And we missed it by maybe 6 or 7 months. And it costs us a little bit of money. It's not life altering, but if you're preparing for this and you're ready to go and you've got your life minimalized and you're ready to move, that'll certainly help you when you watch the housing market.
The next big thing we did wrong was not anticipating how much time we would have. One of the big things that I realized in my early retirement was, so I went from the mindset of, yay, all this time is mine, to, oh, all this time is mine.
Yeah, you have a lot of time. And if you don't have a plan, if you're not retiring to something, you're going to end up sitting around on your couch an awful lot. And that's not how you want to spend your early retirement.
No.
In our case, I don't think we realized how much time we'd have. We knew we'd have a lot. But until you're facing the 8-hour day that you used to go to work every day, and that's now your 8 hours, you figure out really quickly that you got to find things to fill that with. Now, don't get me wrong, we have figured it out. Case in point.
Welcome to the beach on a Wednesday.
But you also have to make sure you have enough hobbies, make sure, in our case, you're full-time traveling, make sure you've got friends that are also retired you can do things with, or you're comfortable not spending time with them during the day. Whatever it is, just understand there's going to be a lot of time when you're early retired, and you've got to fill that time, and hopefully productively. All right, next up. When you retire early and start full-time traveling, the amount of social interaction that you're going to receive is significantly reduced.
Significantly.
You used to go to a job, you had coworkers, you talked about things, you had friends that lived in the same area your neighborhood, whatever it is, and you would spend time with them on weekends or during the week, and you get a lot of social interaction with other adults.
Yeah, not so much here.
Yeah, that's my other adult.
Here he is.
You're going to spend a lot of time with the person that you're slow traveling with. And obviously this tip that we sort of ignored prior to our early retirement is for people who are slow traveling or people who are traveling full time. But that's sort of what we're doing here. So
hmm
you just have to understand you're doing your life. You have the time, you have the flexibility to do this lifestyle. Your friends or family probably don't. And
And
even if
probably
they,
won't understand it.
well, they may understand it, even if they do, it's, they may not have the time, or maybe they just don't want to spend that time to come visit you or do things with you. And that's okay. You're the main character in your own life. They're the main characters in their lives. And you do your best. And it's on us, in our case, to keep those interactions up, keep doing things that we can to stay interacting with our friends, because we don't get to see them nearly as much. But just understand that's a real thing.
As Gary just said, it's your responsibility, just like in normal life, just to keep up with the relationships, family and friends that you have. If you really enjoy talking to some people from work, some of the small percentage of work people who actually are real friends, let's be honest, keep up with them. Keep up with your friends. Keep up with your family. Put that work into those relationships so that you do have that fulfillment in your life. But just know, just like if you live anywhere, nobody knows what you do on a day-to-day basis. You're going to get asked a bunch of times, where are you now in full-time travel? And that's great. I love that. I love that my friends and family care where we are. So I don't mind obviously repeating it 16 times, because I also don't know where my family, I don't know if they're on vacation. I don't know what store they went to.
Right.
As Gary said, you're the main character in your own life. So just be sure to keep up with all your friends and your family. And if they ask, let them know where you are.
And you brought up a good point I hadn't really thought about, but when you quit your job, most of the people at your job, you might be like actual friends with a few of them, but for the most part, I think you're really just coworkers who are friendly with each other. And once you quit that job and you don't have that, I guess, thing in common anymore, you are probably not going to talk to those people ever again.
Right.
So you have to understand that, your social circle is going to get significantly smaller. And, you can certainly meet people where you're, we've met tons of people on the road, but you're going to meet them for that period of time. And then they're going to disappear again. And you're back to just being with the two of you and having to start over with those friendships that you may or may not make in the next location. So it can be isolating, but if you work on it, it makes it significantly easier.
And plan for it.
Right.
All right. And the final really big thing we did wrong. Well, this is early retirement, but it's also as we started our full-time, specifically our full-time travel. Because we packed too much.
I think you probably, if any of you have watched any content on YouTube about people who full-time travel, I think that's probably the one commonality is everyone packs too much when you start.
Absolutely. Because it is a mindset shift to go from a full house full of nice things, comfortable things, just in case things, and surround yourself with things, to downsizing that, getting rid of those things. And then for us, we travel the United States in an SUV and go Airbnb to Airbnb. So everything we have, including all the stuff for our dog, fits into one vehicle. You just don't have all that much room. And I can assure you, we packed it to the gills and we have too much.
We did. And we figured out over a period of time, we brought a lot of what if stuff. What if this happens? Well, we'll have something for that. What if something like this happens? But we've also determined most of that what if never happens. And now we're carrying tens, maybe even 100 pounds of things that we don't necessarily need. And we've run into a couple of things that we didn't carry what if, and ended up having to buy them. So you can never plan for all of the things that can happen to you on the road. So just bring the things you know you're going to need. Just know anything you need, you can buy. There's not a lack of stores anywhere you go, even internationally. So, don't be afraid to maybe pull some of the things out that you think, oh, I'm going to bring this just in case. Let me bring this 12th pair of socks just in case. It's probably okay not to.
Or as we did, like the giant stock pot, because we like to cook chili. Or we have folding bikes, which are fantastic. And we've used them a few times. But they're probably not going to make the cut for our next leg of our trip next year.
Because, we know what we're going to be doing. And they may not meet the criteria for what our plans are. They certainly met the criteria for this leg of our journey.
Mhm.
They may not make the next leg, and that's okay. It's okay to have an iterative process. It's okay
Yes.
to reevaluate what you've done,
Right.
and say, you know what, we made a mistake there, and in our case, we identified that mistake just
Mhm.
way too late.
Yeah.
So if you're preparing for a life of early retirement and slow travel, just know you're probably going to overpack,
Mhm.
and it's okay.
And as Gary said, give yourself permission to pivot, reevaluate, make some changes, and learn. So these were our top mistakes for our early retirement going into full-time travel.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Happy traveling.
What you get for paying the cameraman? Nothing. Boom.
Worth every penny.
That's right.